So you can choose if you want to take a wide knee stance or a knees together stance. So if you're looking to start opening those hips, keep the knees nice and wide, bring the belly and chest low. If you want to stretch out the lower and mid back, keep the knees together and use that to help push that back to a stretch. And whatever child's pose you choose, once you get there, really settle in. So try to surrender as much as possible. Maybe initially kind of stretch out, but then let the arms relax, let the shoulders relax, let the neck and head, bringing the forehead, maybe using that contact with the third eye on the mat and visualizing that breath coming in and out through that third eye, sort of like flossing that intuition muscle. Or you can visualize the breath traveling up and down the spine. Just using that tool of visualization to bring ourselves here to the mat and trying to leave the should have done, need to do's behind for the next hour while we give ourselves this space for some self-care. So as you are settling into that child's pose, deepening the breath, seeing if you can lengthen the breath to have the same count of inhales and exhales. Maybe starting at 4 and seeing if you can take it up to 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8, depending on your chest and abdomen space today. But if you get to that point where you can only inhale or exhale for a smaller number, just work on evening the two. Continuing to breathe here. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice. Maybe staying connected with the breath here or dedicating your energy to another place or person. Possibly just something you want to release or something you want to focus on. Making your practice something more than just the physical movement. So that when the mind wanders to maybe the next thing that you have going on today, you can bring it back to these more important thoughts. On your next inhale, you're going to just walk the hands over to the left side. It's getting a bit more active and really push into the hands and then let that right hip sink back towards the heels. Relax the head back down to the mat, breathing deeply through the side body. Next inhale, bringing it back through center. This time over to the right, stretching the hands as far as they'll go and then dropping down, pushing that left hip down. Next inhale, bring yourself back to center and just bring yourself up into a tabletop posture. Bringing the hands under the shoulders, knees under hips, just starting to take some organic movements, maybe drawing those figure eights with the hips. You can keep the eyes closed here if it feels safe. Maybe doing a little child's pose to cobra. Anything that feels like you might need to stretch out or just feel into where your body's at today. And eventually it's going to come into a side body cat-cow. So looking over to that tailbone as you push the tailbone out to the side. Inhale through center, exhale to the other side. Moving with your own breath. Taking that sort of side crunch, bringing the rib cage down towards the hip. You stretch out the other side body. One more round on each side. And coming back through center, and then taking it into a cat-cow. Let's first make sure we're really pushing into the fingertips, pushing into the tops of the feet so much that the knees lift them, letting the knees back down, and then drop the belly, lift the chest, gaze up on your inhale. As you exhale, curving around the spine, push the chin into the chest. Moving with your breath. Pushing out all that air before the next inhale comes. Then bringing it back to that tabletop, just sitting back onto the heels. We're going to do some wrist warm-up. So we're just taking that Apsara wrist roll. So bring it in and then out as far as you can. So bringing the fingertips as close to the forearms as possible as you bring the arms up, and then switch, so bring it out and then in as you come back down. So hopefully building a little bit of heat here in the forearms and the wrists. We'll take it up one more time. Keep breathing, bring it back down. And then bringing it back into that tabletop posture. We're going to take a little bit different of a flow. If you were here on Thursday, we kind of mixed it up a little bit. So first, bringing that right foot back, we're going to, as we inhale, take a really deep bend of the belly and push that foot up. Almost like a ballet, and really point the toes. So inhale here. Exhale, curving round, bring the knee towards the nose. Inhale, lengthen it out. This time we're going to exhale, bring it to the side. Try to keep it lifted, even if it's just a little bit. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, kick it through in between the hands. You probably have to come up to the fingertips for this. And then as you exhale, just sink towards the heels. Inhale. Exhale, bring that foot back. Last time, inhale up. Exhale, curve and round, right knee down. So that was one round. So we're gonna do that similarly again on the same side. Inhale, point that toe up. Exhale, curve and round, pull the knee into the chest. Inhale, point it back up. Exhale, bring it to the side. Keep it lifted if you can. Inhale, point it up. Exhale, bring it through, sit the hips back, full breath here. Try to keep that front leg as straight as you can. Inhale, bend that leg forward, stretch it back, point those toes up. Exhale, curve and round, drop that knee down. All right, so we'll take it to the other side. So we're trying to flow with the breath as much as possible. Pushing into the hands. Inhale, point up. Exhale, curve and round, pull it in. Inhale, up. Exhale, side, try to lift. Inhale, up. Exhale, bring it through. Sit the hips back for a full breath. Bending that knee, bring it back. Inhale, up. Exhale, curve and round. Drop the knee down. Second and final round on the left here. Inhale, up. Exhale, curve and round. Bring the knee into the nose. Inhale, up. Exhale to the side. Try to keep the hips in line. Inhale, back. Exhale through the arms. Sit the hips back. Inhale, bring it forward and point the toes. Exhale into the chest. Bring the knee back down. All right, so from here, hopefully you're feeling a little warmed up in the upper body, warmed up in the spine. We're gonna bring ourselves into downward facing dog for a moment. We're just gonna flow between our down dog and our plank 3 times. So as you inhale, roll through the spine, come to the tiptoes. Exhale, the plank. Inhale, push those hips back and up, downward facing dog. moving with your own breath. Exhale, plank. Inhale, hips up and back. Down dog. One more time. All right, and dropping back down to the knees. We're going to take one little twist here just to bring out that spine fully. So we're going to bring that right foot out to the side like we're going to thread the needle, which is what we're going to do. Inhale that left hand up. Exhale, bring the hand down so that you're on the shoulder, the head. Reach that right arm forward. It can stay right here. Okay, you could also tuck that right hand back behind the back. Or you can play with keeping it forward or in front of the face, pushing into the top left part of that foot and see if you can lift that right leg straight out. All right, so it's a little balance, a little core work, a little hip work. And then you can drop that foot back down. Using that right hand, we're going to push ourselves all the way up to inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down. Stay with that right leg out and push back. We're like in a half child's pose. Half, we're stretching here. We should get a nice stretch on our inner right thigh, coming into like a half child's pose. Try to really push into the right edge of your foot here. Next inhale, we're going to bring it back up. And we'll take that to the other side. All right, so that this time our left foot is going to come out. Inhale that right arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle, drop the head, drop the hand. That hand can stay here. Option 2, walk the left hand out. Option 3, tuck it behind the back. Option 4, hand wherever you're comfortable and play with, seeing if you can lift that left leg up. It's going to be a lot of core work. Really flex that foot. And slowly bring it back down with control. We'll all bring the hand in front of our face if it's not there already, so we can inhale, peel it up into the twist. Exhale, push back into that half child's pose. Really push down into that left edge of your foot. Sink it down. And we'll bring ourselves back towards our tabletop posture. Take your time to get there. On the knees and the hands. Then we're going to tuck the feet once more and come into our downward facing dog. Inhale to the tiptoes. Exhale, bring yourself to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, deep fold. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we'll start to flow here, coming into our Surya Namaskara, or our sun salutations. We'll go through 3 rounds just to warm up the body a bit more. Okay. Inhale the arms up, stretch nice and tall. You can either gaze to the thumbs or you can come into a little back bend. Exhale as you dive all the way down, hinging at the hips. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step walker, float it back to plank, taking your vinyasa, maybe dropping the knees, keeping the elbows tucked in tight as you push into the tops of the feet, coming into your baby cobra. Exhale, lower back down, push yourself back, maybe through the knees. Downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here. Inhale to the tiptoes. Exhale to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, deep fold, tuck the chin. Inhale, bring the hands all the way up. Maybe tease that back bend at the top or gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down to the sides. Coming into round 2. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step walk or float it back. Maybe coming into chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths again. So make the vinyasa your own. I change it up throughout my whole practice. So I drop my knees when I need to. I take a baby cobra when I need to. I go into that full up dog when I'm feeling strong. So every vinyasa can be different throughout your practice. Inhale to the toes. Exhale to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, deep fold. Tuck the chin. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Then dropping the hands down to the side. Coming into our third and final round here. Inhale the arms up, either gaze up or take a light back bend. Exhale, bring the arms all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step walk or float it back. Take your vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here. Really think about the hips lifting and getting lighter and trying to balance the weight between your heels and your hands. Pushing all the way into each knuckle of the hand. Deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale to the toes. Exhale, bring it to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, deep fold, tuck the chin. Inhale, bring it all the way up to the top, maybe back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's pause here. So bring the thumbs to the sternum, roll the shoulders, backing down, feet together, eyes closed. Feel the heartbeat, feel the breath flow. Bring yourself back to that intention. And we'll come back to our flow. Inhale the arms up. Exhale down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step walk or float it back. You can take this vinyasa or skip it, just like all the rest. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. We'll inhale that right leg up to the sky, coming into 3-legged dog. Start to open the hip a bit. Let the heel drop back towards the bum. Point that right knee up to the sky. Deep inhale here. Use your exhale to bring that foot forward, coming into a low lunge. You can drop that back knee down if you need to. We're going to inhale, bring the chest forward, gaze up, sink into that left front hip flexor. Exhale as you push the hips back, straighten the front leg, toes can be down or up, see where you get a better stretch. And then beginning to move with your own breath. Maybe closing the eyes and just feeling into the hips a bit. Listening to the body to see where you can maybe go deeper today and where you should be gentle. One more round. All right, coming to that pyramid-like pose where both legs are straight. We're going to bring ourselves around to this side of our mat. All right, toes are pointed slightly in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold it down. Round one of our wide-legged fold. Take your arm variation of choice. Focus on hinging at the hips, releasing the neck and head. Trying to let gravity do the work as you release in the hamstrings, the backs of the knees. Bringing the hands back in front of the face. We'll take an inhale to half lift. Exhale, bring yourself to the back of your mat. Now we got the left leg forward and we flow. Moving with your breath, taking your variations. One more full round of your breath. Meeting with those straight legs, we'll walk ourselves back into that wide-legged fold. Maybe you can heel-toe the feet a little bit wider this time. Inhale, get that nice flat back. As you exhale, hinge down. Bringing the head closer towards the mat, possibly this time. Maybe you can reach the hands through. Maybe you want to grab opposite ankle. You can keep the hands right under the shoulders or face. One more deep breath. Inhale, we're going to push into the hands to bring ourselves back up to that half lift. Exhale, bring yourself back to the front of your mat. Step it back, flow, or push back, downward facing dog. And hopefully our hips are feeling warmed up. You're gonna inhale that right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Once again, bend the heel towards the bum. Push the right knee up to the sky. Big, wide open right outer hip. Deep inhale here. As you exhale, you're gonna bring the knee through and step it to the front of your mat. All right, this time we're bringing ourselves all the way up to warrior two. So plant that back foot. I'm facing the wrong way. Plant that back foot to intersect with the front heel. Get that knee over ankle. Open the arms out. Gaze out over that right middle finger. All right, checking in that your body's coming straight out of the hips. Sometimes you have a tendency to lean forward or lean back a bit, but finding that central spot. All right, so we'll take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, you're gonna come to the back of your mat in that Skandasana or Kung Fu. But for the first round, if you want, you're gonna just bring it to here with the hands on the ground. So I haven't lowered my hips much. I'm just going from here to here, all right? And this toe can come up or stay down. All right, so this is our round one as we start to get a little deeper into the hips, okay? So inhale to your warrior two, exhale. You might be here, you might be able to sink it down. We're just gonna take it one more time. Inhale, exhale. So we're just working on that movement and that flow, but the hips can be totally all the way up. All right, inhale to your warrior two. Exhale to reverse. We're gonna do the same thing with a little bit of side angle. So we're gonna exhale, maybe to that forearm to thigh. Maybe the hand comes down. We'll have more opportunities to go lower later. Inhale to reverse. Exhale to side angle. So we're working on keeping the lower body here really firm and locked in place. Really tight muscles. We're just focusing on moving the upper body. All right, so we're gonna reverse here and exhale, windmill our arms down, step back to flow or not to flow. So this first round is just kind of like, call it like a test drive, right? You see where the body is gonna allow us to go to as we're warming up. And we're just thinking about the movements we're gonna be taking, all right? So we'll inhale that left leg up, point the knee up, let that heel sink down. Really think about that left front hip flexor opening. Now we're gonna come step it through, preparing for our warrior two. Inhale, bring it all the way up. So first thing, we're just feeling into that warrior two. We might decide we want it not as deep the first round. Working on getting that knee over ankle, firing up that back leg and making sure we have our body centered, gazing out over that front middle finger. So I'm inhaling here, exhale, bringing it to the back of my mat so your hips can be up or I can sink them down. Okay, inhale, warrior two. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, this is our last one. Exhale. Inhale, forward. Bring it to the reverse. All right, same thing, we're feeling into our side angle here. We're gonna stretch, feel that side body. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, the side angle. So moving with your own breath, using this flow, like I said, as a little test drive to see where the body's at. All right, inhale to reverse, and then we're gonna windmill it all the way down. Stepping back to plank, slow, or you can just push back to downward facing dog. All right, so our big moves are warrior two, side angle, Skandasana. We'll add on a little bit from here. So we're gonna inhale that right leg up, open the hip, all right? We're gonna add in a little extra bit of core work here that is obviously, as always, optional, so you can hold here. Or we're gonna exhale to that right elbow, bringing it forward into plank. Inhale, kick it up. Exhale, bring it across the body. Inhale, kick it back. This time we're all coming forward to step it through. Windmill yourself up to that warrior two. All right, we're gonna mix it up just a little bit. So we're gonna go from warrior two, we're gonna play with our flow with our side angle first this time. So we're gonna inhale to reverse. You can keep that hand down the leg. Maybe you wanna take it back behind the back. Exhale, side angle. You can keep that arm here, or you can reach and grab onto your inner ankle. You wanna take it a little lower. Keeping that lower body the same. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale to reverse. Exhale to side angle. All right. Inhale, bring it up to warrior two. All right, so we're going from warrior two to Skandasana. We're gonna exhale, lower it down. Maybe now you can start to play without bringing the hands down, or just bringing it lower if you didn't bring it in lower before. All right, bring it back to warrior two on the inhale. Exhale, Skandasana. All right, trying to keep the body up nice and straight. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, bring your hands onto either side of that foot. We're not stepping back just yet. We're gonna come into a standing splits or a modified warrior three as an option. So modified warrior three, hands are on the ground. That left foot is straight back. If you wanna take it into standing splits, you bring the hands closer and closer to that right foot, and the upper body closer and closer to that standing leg. Now, this leg does not have to go any higher to make it a standing split. You might have a little bit more leverage there, but it's okay if you don't. It's just more about bringing the body, upper body, and hands closer to that leg. One more deep breath. Exhale, we're gonna step that foot all the way back into a low lunge. Step the right foot back, flow or not to flow. All right, we'll take it to the other side and then we shall take a little breather. Inhale, that left leg up to the sky. You can hold it right here. You can also open the hip and hold it right here. Or we're gonna go for that little bit of core work. Inhale, bring it forward, touch the elbow. Kick it back, bring it forward, across the body. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, this time come to step it through. Prepare for your warrior two. All right, sink it down, knee over ankle. Open up. We're gonna do that side angle first this time. So inhale to reverse. Hand can either come down the body or behind the back. Exhale to side angle. Arm to thigh, or maybe a little bit lower, grab onto that inner ankle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, remember hands can come down. Skandasana, hips can stay high. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, maybe hands up. Skandasana. Inhale, warrior two. You got it. We're gonna come to reverse. Exhale, windmill the arms down on either side of that left foot. Either modified warrior three, or bring the hands and body closer, standing splits. Drop the head down if you're going into that standing splits. Bringing the body closer to that front leg. And slowly, we're gonna step that foot back into a low lunge. Step the left foot back, flow or not to flow. Once we hit that down dog, you can choose if you want to come in a child's pose or if you want to walk the hands back into a forward fold. Take your choice. If you are in a forward fold, maybe grab opposite elbow. So go wherever you need to catch your breath. Either one of these options will allow you to take deep breaths into the back and the side body. So typically as we're moving and practicing, we're just breathing into either the upper chest or maybe the belly. But when we come into child's pose or forward fold, we can really feel and think about our breath expanding in every direction of our lungs, which ultimately lets us take a deeper breath. All right, so we've got one more round where we're going to continue to add on. So let's walk our hands back forward. We're coming into your down dog. If you want to come into this third and final round, lots of options to come. All right, take them or leave them. We're going to inhale that right leg up. Point the knee up to the sky, open the hip. All right, we're gonna come into that core work, okay? Deep inhale here, exhale, bring it to your right tricep. Inhale, kick it up, exhale, bring it across the body. This time, kick the foot out, drop the foot down, come to that modified side plank or broken Barbie. Deep inhale here. Exhale, drop the left hand down, fire the core up, push that foot back and up. Open the hip. You can hold it right here. Maybe you want to come into wild thing, drop that foot back behind you, push the hips up. All right, deep inhale. Use your exhale to bring you back to that three-legged dog. Exhale, come to step it through. Plant that back foot. We all meet in warrior two. Please take or leave, whatever you choose. All right, in our warrior two, we might be able to sink a little bit lower as our hips are opening. we're gonna come into that flow of our side angle. So warrior two. Inhale to reverse, maybe hand back around the side body. Exhale, maybe the hand can come all the way down to the floor inside the foot. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, bring it down to side angle. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, side angle. Hold it right here. We're going to try to transfer from side angle to Skandasana rather than coming up to our warrior two. All right. Inhale and exhale, side angle. Inhale, Skandasana. Exhale, side angle. You got this. Just go from warrior two if this is a little too deep in the hips. Lots of options. All right, last one here, Skandasana. Gonna come back up, warrior two. Windmill the arms forward so that we can come into our standing splits. We're gonna kick that left foot back up. So we are in our either modified warrior three or our standing splits. All right, if you wanna, in standing splits, I'm gonna play with a couple, what we call handstand hops. You've got a couple options here. One is you're gonna just lift up to the tiptoe, exhale down and do that 5 times. All right, you can be in your modified warrior three, little tiptoe to heel. Option two, so I'm gonna take a deep inhale, and on my exhale, I'm gonna bend that front knee and just take a little kick, like a little donkey kick. Inhale, exhale. And I'm gonna bring this knee into my chest. Inhale, exhale. All right, so either do your 2 more tiptoes or 2 more kicks. Inhale, exhale, 1 more. All right, step that foot back, coming into plank, flow or not to flow. Got 1 more side. You guys are amazing and strong. All right, inhale, left leg up. Open the hip, maybe holding 3-legged or hip opening, or we'll go for the core work. Bring it to that left elbow. Inhale, kick it up. Exhale, right elbow. Kick that foot out, broken Barbie. Bring that right hand back down. Fire it up, kick it up, open the hip. Maybe stay here. Maybe slowly drop that left foot back into wild thing. Deep inhale. Use your exhale to transition yourself back. 3-legged. Deep inhale. Exhale, transition yourself forward. Warrior two. Woo. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, your side angle. You can be on that forearm, ankle, or floor. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Nice slow breaths and slow movement. Exhale, we're holding here in our side angle. You can either shoot back up to warrior two, or you can play with coming into your Skandasana here. Moving and staying low. Ooh, I dropped down. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, side angle. Bring it back to warrior two. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, bring the hands forward, coming into modified warrior three or your standing splits. Your choice, all right? Even if you're in modified warrior 3, you can do those 3 coming to the very tip toe and dropping the heel down, all right? So either way, we're working on coming forward a bit there. If you're doing the kick, same thing. You can have the hands on the ground and just lift the heel, or you can play with taking a deep inhale, exhale, bend that front knee, kick, inhale, use your exhale, kick, inhale, exhale, kick. Work on keeping your arms as straight as you can as you come up. Inhale, kick. All right, one more, inhale, kick. All right, step the feet back. Last flow, or not to flow. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Let's drop the knees. Come to child's pose. Take a few deep breaths there. Collecting ourselves. Reconnecting with our breath. So our next step is going to be our inversion. And if you're working on something and handstand, it's not something you want to play with today, by all means, take whatever feels good for you. If you do want to play with handstand, I'll give you a couple options. So first option is to play with those heel raises or kicks again. Second option is to bring yourself to the wall. I believe we've done this before when we were practicing in person, where we are in down dog with our heels against the wall. All right, and I bring one leg up and I push myself into a pike. All right, and this I'm just working on my shoulder strength, my arm strength, but also stacking my hips over my shoulders. And I take as many breaths as I can here, and then I can just drop it back down to my downward dog. I can take a break, I can rest, and I can take another round. Try to go for 2 or 3 rounds, and if you can, at least 5 breaths in an inversion, up to 10 if you can. I can't hold 10 breaths in a handstand, but the other option is to bring the hands to the wall. I've got probably, it's going to depend on the size of your bum, but I probably have about 6 inches from the tip of my middle finger to the wall. I'm going to practice both feet kicking up, because I already know this is my strong one, so I will go back and practice my weak one. And I come into that same pose we were in before. All right, but now I know I can kick a little bit more because I have that wall there. So I bend into this front leg. I get this back leg, my right leg, as high as I can. And I'm going to take a deep inhale and use the exhale to bring myself up. All right, see how I bent that knee to get myself there? And then I can stack both feet potentially. I can look down at my hands, or I can let my crown drop down. And then I'll slowly drop one leg and then the other. And like I said, I'm going to practice both sides because I know the other one's my weak one. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring my left leg up this time. Hands are about 6 inches away from the wall. Shoulders are over wrist. I'm in my modified warrior 3. I'm going to bend into this front knee on my inhale. Exhale. So I know I can't get up on that side, but I'm going to keep practicing. Woo. All right. Bring my legs straight. Look down or let my crown drop. Couple breaths. Push into my fingertips. Slowly drop one leg and then the other. After I've taken my inversion of choice, I'm always going to come into child's pose after, unless you just have legs up the wall, you can stay there and be cozy. But You guys know all the options, so if handstand is not your jam, hopefully you're taking a shoulder stand or tripod stand or supported headstand. Finding one that works for you. We'll take about another 5 rounds of breath wherever you're at. And then we will come into our back bending. So from my teacher training, I learned a very specific, based on yoga, I think it's based on Ashtanga actually, but the sort of sequence of events in yoga. And inversions really get our heart pumping, so we always don't want to do that last. So if you practice inversions at home, it's important that you always warm up first. You don't need to do full 40-minute practice like we do before that, but maybe some sun salutations just to warm yourself up. Practice your inversion, and then always come back to your mat and do a little cool down because it gets it up going pretty high. So we're gonna do 3 rounds of bridge with an optional wheel pose today. And we will also then take a twist and come into our Shavasana. All right, so bring the heels as close to the bum as possible. All right, knees are gonna point straight up to the sky. I'm gonna iron my lower back down to the mat by tucking my tailbone. I'm gonna push my hands, forearms, triceps into the mat. As I inhale, I'm gonna bring my hips up while keeping my knees over my ankles and just work my shoulders under a little bit. All right, if you want, you can clasp the hands. 3 deep breaths here. Gaze is straight up or at the belly. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, bring the bum towards the heels, lengthen the spine. Windshield wiper left to right. Right, round 2. You can add up whatever you were last at. So if you already clasped the hands and you want to take supported, or you didn't clasp the hands and you want to do that, or if you want to add in some leg lifts, there's so many options. My 3rd round, I'm going to do wheels, so I'm going to play with some leg lifts this round. All right, so ironing that lower back, pushing into the feet, pushing into the arms, gazing straight up. Inhale, lift the hips, work the hands underneath, maybe clasp the hands or come into supported wherever you're at. If you're in supported, you always want to push the hands into the body and the body back so you're not hurting the wrists. Maybe taking a leg lift if you're in supported. Pushing out the hips really high, coming to the tiptoes, bringing the hands down, slowly bring the hips back towards the heels, windshield wiper left to right. All right, so option to come into wheel, but I'll just take us first into that first spot where we bring the top of our head to the ground, and then it's up to you if you want to try straightening. Remember, when you come to straighten, it's really, the reason I always say knees over ankles when we're in bridge is because when you come into full wheel, it is 10 times more important that you keep the knees over your ankles. You want to splay out or splay in, and you want to really think about engaging the core when you're in wheel. So bringing that belly button towards the spine, even though in a back bend, your body feels like it should be doing the opposite. All right, so I'll cue it or take a 3rd round bridge. Bringing the hands right next to the ears, all right? Elbows pointing up to the sky and hugging in towards the face. Lower body's the same, iron the lower back out, take a deep inhale. Exhale, first just to bridge, hips come up. Exhale, bring the top of the head to the ground. Keep pointing the elbows forward, knees over ankles, and then lengthen the neck. You can stay right here, or you might push the legs and arms straight-ish. All right, there's naturally going to be a little tension in the lower back. It's an intense back bend. But if there's any pain, you want to slowly lower down. It's going to be hard work. One more deep breath. Exhale, first lower to the head, then tuck the chin as you roll back on to the back. Release the hands. Windshield wiper knees left and right. Maybe taking the gaze to the opposite way the knees go. All right, then we're gonna bring the hands to the top of the kneecap. So we're not hugging in too tight yet. We're just taking a little roll around, massaging out the lower back. Reconnecting with the breath, take it in the opposite direction. And then slowly you can start to bring the knees into the chest, give yourself a hug, rock side to side. All right, if you want just a basic twist, you can just let the knees fall over to either side. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, we're going to take the left and cross it over the right. Lift the hips, bring them over to the left of it, and then let the knees fall over to the right side. Open the arms out to a T, palms up, gaze up over to that left hand if it feels okay on the neck. Slowly release, bringing the knees back up to center. We'll do the opposite there. So bringing the right leg over the left, let the knees come over to the right. The hips come over to the right. Then drop the knees down to the left. Open the arms up to a T. Maybe finish off by gazing over to that right hand. Palms up. Relax the shoulders. Slowly releasing back through center. Taking any final postures that the body might be calling out for. Working our way eventually into our Shavasana. Maybe taking happy baby. Maybe taking a reclined butterfly. Anything that feels like it's necessary before we come to lay in Shavasana. Taking about 5 more rounds of breath to bring yourself into your Shavasana. As you come into that space, ensuring that the body's totally relaxed. So you might take a traditional Shavasana. Maybe it feels better for you to bring a pillow under the knees or the feet together. Releasing the toes and feet and calves, working your way up through the knees. Relaxing the thighs, the glutes, the hips. Letting the breath return to a natural state so you can release the core, the abdomen, up to the chest. Releasing it out, down, across the shoulders, all the way out to the fingertips. Relaxing the neck, the jaw, the tongue, and all the tiny muscles around the mouth, the nose, the ears, around the eyes, through the brow, and all the way up to the crown of the head. Staying here, using the tools of the breath, the tools of the intention, and honoring this final pose. Gently begin to deepen your breath, inviting tiny movements into the fingers, toes, rolling wrists and ankles. Eventually bringing the arms up overhead, coming into a full body stretch. And as you exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Roll on to your favorite side, pausing here. Taking a moment to connect with a moment of gratitude in your day. So something special that happened or a person that brought you a smile, just connecting with something that fills your body with joy. Gently, as you're ready, keeping the eyes restful, bringing yourself up to a comfortable seated posture. Sitting nice and tall, bringing the palms together. Begin to rub the palms together to generate heat and energy. Place the palms over our eyes. May we use this energy to see the beauty within ourselves and the beauty within others. Once again, this time placing this energy over our ears. May we use this energy to hear positive thoughts about ourselves and others. One final time, this time placing the palms over the heart. May we use this energy to love ourselves fully and to live our truth. Inhaling the arms up overhead, bringing the palms to touch as you exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Namaste.